welcome to another episode of We Like Drinking. I'm Jim.
And I'm Jeff.
And we're here today with a special group tasting. Today we're going to try the 1759 Amber Ale from Guinness. We got it for about $32 through Sovereignty Wines. And it was interesting, and we thought, are people going to pay $30 to $35 for a bottle of beer?
We will.
We will. So we'll tell you if you should as well.
1759, is there significance?
Arthur Guinness purchased the brewery in 1759, got that 1,000-year lease for a pound a year, which is a pretty good deal. So they're going to be in business for a long time. But 1759 is the year of the founding, and that's where the significance comes in.
Okay.
The harp is obviously signifies Ireland, and this is part of what they call their signature series. This is the first in the signature series, and I have a feeling they're seeing if people will pay that, and if they will, they'll release different kinds of beers under this series.
Okay, and then this was an amber ale, which is quite a different kind of beer for what Guinness is known for, right?
Well, Guinness is obviously known for the stout. They make Harp and Smithwick's. So Smithwick's is an amber, but yeah, they're mostly known for the stout. Now you might say, amber, $35. Well, gee, I can get an amber for $2.
Yep.
That may be true, but this is brewed with whiskey malt in addition to brewer's malt. So there's a different brewing process, and it's a 9% alcohol beer, whereas your Guinness is not. It's going to be a very low alcohol beer,
right?
The stout. Now,
okay.
Guinness recommends pouring this into 6-ounce stemless champagne flutes. Well, who has those? So we have these flute-like beer glasses that we're going to pour them into. Okay, I'll do the pouring. Since I am a certified beer server.
You are.
You know,
It is just kind of a mini champagne or mini sparkling wine cork they have there. So
pouring at a 45-degree angle is seeming to give a lot of head on this. And there is a big head retention. Of course, I poured mine incorrect as opposed to yours. And as I poured this one too quickly, that one I took my time.
yeah.
But there is good head retention here. What do you notice about the effervescence on this?
There's quite a bit. It's honestly kind of tough to tell because I'm shocked at how dark this beer is.
Yeah, it is an amber.
This is, I think of ambers, I don't think of it being this dark, where, I'm holding this up straight to a light and having a tough time getting through it. I definitely can tell it's an amber, but...
Yeah, it's lighter around the edges, but it is pretty dense in color in the beginning. Well, you don't really have to agitate this to get it going, but you can see, Jeff and I are seeing some bubbles pour up the side of the glass. They're not going in the center. Well, we can't really tell if they're going in the center. So, now let's take a...
Get a sniffy sniff.
Wow, I'm getting a... This is 9% alcohol, and you can definitely tell on that.
Yeah, and you're saying it uses some whiskey malts in it. It definitely has that bourbony, that whiskey kind of note to it, really present.
Yeah, and I'm getting some good. You know what I'm getting in this is a little butterscotch on the nose.
Oh yeah, I do get that. There's it's definitely got those toasty notes. It's got that. There's some vanilla in there. There's that oaky kind of.
There's some caramel, a little molasses in there. It's an interesting nose. I definitely, it's for the presentation of it and the nose, the smell. I'm enjoying it so far. Definitely get the. You can kind of taste those whiskey notes, those heavy malt notes on them. It's almost, and this might be blasphemous, but it's almost got that Scotch ale taste to it.
Yeah, it does, and there's a nice smokiness to it as well. There's very creamy, the malt, the very malty, really covers the palate, but it also cleans up pretty quick. I was expecting this to have a really long, creamy finish, but it cleans up quick.
And I will say that it does have peated malt in it, so that's where we're getting this. This is not your traditional Irish whiskey mixed with it. It's a peated malt. It's almost like a single malt with it. I'm getting a some sweetness, some vanilla and caramel. That, as you were stating, that bourbony.
It really on the finish. It really comes in on the finish.
Absolutely. And there's that butterscotch again.
Yeah.
There's that sweetness to it. It's almost that cross between, say, the Ireland, Scotland, and going over to Belgium a little bit. You know, and it's got all that mixture into it. It's interesting.
Yeah, and I tell you what, I want a steak right now.
Yes, this would go very, very well with a hearty meal. So you're buying. Once again, this is becoming complex, and I think as we're drinking it, are you getting different notes every time? This one time I got a little more. I got a little hot bite to it.
Yeah, there's some coffee notes I got coming through on it. I mean, it is really expanding. It will be really interesting. And with this being a 750 milliliter bottle, it's going to have time to evolve as we sit and drink it over the course of a couple hours. You know, probably. So this would be something that's really going to evolve for the whole duration of your, not of your evening, but through the time of drinking this, which could be a whole evening. So, I mean.
Yeah, and I definitely would not, it's chilled, but it's not overly chilled. I put this in the 50 to 55 temperature range Fahrenheit, and I think that's good because we're getting some of the notes, but as you notice, as we're letting it sit and it opens up, it's bringing more flavors to it.
Absolutely.
So this is not a beer that you quaff. This is a beer that you sip and you let it sit there and you share it with people. It's 9% alcohol. It's meant to be shared, and so I'm liking what's coming through on this.
Every drink, it's changing and it's evolving, and I am very impressed.
I gotta admit, when I said $35. I was preparing to completely rip this beer, but I'm impressed with it. You say you're impressed with it.
Yeah, I am.
So it gets down to the question: $35. Is this beer worth $35 to you?
It is. Okay. I mean, it really is. But then again, you know, I'm the wine guy of the group, you know, so I'm used to, you know, $25. I'm not balking at buying something this size for $25. So for an extra $10 more to go with something like this, that you could share with somebody or 2 or 3 people, yeah, I wouldn't have a problem paying that for this.
Okay, I would tend to agree with you on that, mainly because the presentation. First of all, you have the presentation on this, and then the opening. There's the anticipation, and then when you pour it. Say 3 people sitting around, you can all compare notes. It's a good conversation piece.
Yeah.
I think I would like to get another bottle of this, and I want to let it sit.
Really?
For a year, and then see what happens to it, because it might mellow some of the things out, but it might bring out. I think it's going to bring out more of that molasses, that the sweeter notes, the whiskey notes. But it's definitely, you can drink it now.
Okay, so let me ask you this, because I don't know. What is it about that makes you think that this is an ageable kind of drink? Because to me, this is like, get it, chill it, open it, and go.
The alcohol content and the fact that there's that peated malt in there, and the sweeter flavors, they tend to mellow out. We did a review of a beer that we cellared for a year. I think this is one of those that you can do. I wouldn't put it more than a year, because then it's going to lose a lot of its character, but I'm interested to see what happens to it as it sits.
I even got a little bit of a really Guinness kind of flavor on the last one that I had. It just reminded me of Guinness. I'm impressed. Well done. I
think we could. Would you want to assign a score on this?
Oh man, if I was going to assign a score to this, I mean, I'm going, 93 probably points on this.
I'd probably go in that same range. I might go 91, 92. Maybe give it a little more time. I might change my mind after we have another glass of this. And this is not something to drink by yourself. It's not meant to drink by yourself. No. It's meant to share with friends. And this could be a special occasion thing, your friend's special birthday or a wedding or something like that. And it's a nice conversation piece.
Yeah, I definitely think this is a special occasion kind of thing. This is something to open for a reason.
Absolutely. I'm Jim.
This is Jeff.
And we like drinking.